you write your marketing plan, step number one, know how does it fit into your business plan? What's the strategy? Step number two, who are you writing it for? Who's your target market? Okay. Now, once you've identified who your target market is, step number three becomes, why should they listen to you? What's in it for them? What makes you stand out? What we sometimes call your USP or your point of difference. So, you're writing your marketing plan, you're putting it together, you're saying, great, I've now identified this target market. Ideally, you've identified a person within that target market. Why would they choose you? What we sometimes call your unique selling promise or your unique selling proposition or your point of difference. One of the key things you need to understand when it comes to sales and marketing is that people research logically and they purchase emotionally. Okay? So, when you look at those two acronyms over there, the key things in that is what we call the uniqueness or difference. It is that that helps people to decide to use you. That's what would help me to decide to use you.
Sorry, the unique selling proposition
or,
and the point of difference.
All the point is the words unique and different.
Oh, okay.
It is what is unique about you, or what is different about you that would help me to decide to use you. Because if you've got a range of choice, you've got to decide. If you really want something, you've got to decide.
So the choice between me suiting somebody's disability,
Yeah.
they would choose me over you. You don't have a disability, if I sell that right.
Potentially. So what you have over me, in terms of what's unique about you, is that you can relate closer to somebody with a disability. Okay? You can say to somebody, I actually know what it's like having a door handle too high. I actually would know what it's like to have a house design where they've got lots of ceiling cabinets. Okay? I can relate to you. So what's different about me is you can be reassured that I can relate to where you're coming from. I don't have that. So that's what's unique about you. And that's why somebody would choose you over me. Potentially. Okay? And that's what we're doing. Please understand. Let me give an example. I like to pick. Anybody here bought a spade recently?
Oh no, but I bought a pair of shoes.
Fantastic. Shoes are too easy to do this with. But anyway, I know I'll pick shoes. I'm good to work with shoes.
Right.
So, I love doing this with shoes actually. Shoes are just great. So, you decide you need a new pair of shoes. You have a budget, yes?
It's Wednesday and that's the day I buy new shoes.
Fantastic. It's Wednesday, great. I need to buy new shoes. I love that.
So
4 new pairs of shoes a month. Oh, yes, please. That's fantastic.
Sometimes it's slippers. I don't stick to the shoes.
Oh, I'm good with that. We're good with slippers. Okay. So, you decide you need to buy a range of shoes. And this Wednesday you have a budget in mind. So, I'm going to spend $100 on a pair of shoes. You go into the shop and there is a range of shoes that fit within your budget. Why do you choose the ones you choose? Yeah?
Because they look great on.
Because they look great on. Because you feel that they look great on.
No.
Yes?
Because I'm told that.
Oh, so there's an interesting sales concept.
Yes.
People believe what they're told until they're proven otherwise. Yes?
No, I'm a salesperson, so I knew what she was up to.
Brilliant. Do you know what? My kids love shopping with me because I go to people and I teach sales. Okay, that's what I teach people to do. And I never buy from bad salespeople, ever.
Neither.
And I stand there and they watch me. But we recently bought a TV, the first TV I've ever bought. And the guy that was selling to me was really, really good. And my kids were watching me and eventually they said to him, "You're doing well. My dad teaches this stuff and you're ticking all the boxes at the moment," because they know all the boxes and they were ticking them off. And he was like, "Oh great, so what have I done well?" So we ran through all the little things that he had done. Now, one of the key things when it comes to sales is to realize that people purchase emotionally. So therefore, you bought it because she told you you looked good and they looked good on you. That made you feel good.
One thing that she'd done, but I already know all the strategies, one thing that she's done that I've never had done in all my years of buying shoes is she put them on my feet and did the buckles up. And I was like sitting there watching and going, that's the first time anyone's ever done that.
She made you
I bought it.
feel good. Exactly. Now, when you begin to understand that, your marketing can be as effective as that. Your marketing, when you begin to appeal to emotion, your marketing can do that for people.
So I knew straight away I was going to get these shoes right. That's cool. She says to me, do you need them in the colour purple? And I was like, yes, I do. But I knew her strategy. And I went,
Do you need them in the colour purple? Notice the use of words there. In sales, there's a very simple little strategy where you have what we call, when people buy stuff, there's the need quadrant. I will part with money if I need something. There's the want quadrant. I would like that. It would be a nice to have. And then there's what we call the +1. If I could get that, that would be nice. When you begin to use words in sales like need, must, okay, very powerful sales strategy. And same with your marketing. We'll talk about how to lay out your marketing in terms of an actual marketing piece.
Yeah. We talked about the gradients of the shoe. And that again is the first time I've ever had come across a salesperson who knew what the gradient was.
What you're talking about is objections. You're saying, in sales and marketing, all you need to do is overcome objections. If they pinch, would you be allowed to take them back?
No, because we talked about the gradient.
Oh, because she covered that off with you?
Yes.
One of the boldest things the warehouse, do you know what the warehouse has a USP?
Oh, they're always around, but they can't help you.
No. No. You can return anything without any questions being asked. Do you know when
you need your receipt.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No,
You
not
don't.
Christmas, but no receipt.
I went back with my 42-inch plasma screen TV, didn't have the receipt. No way.
So there will be occasions where if it's an ideal product to where you can get it somewhere else. But to be honest, I've taken stuff back and they just looked it up on the computer. If you can remember the date, they can generally look it up. Especially if you used a card to buy it. If you bought it with cash, then you've got a problem.
Cash,
Okay. So in other words, if they will do all they can do to help you buy it. Okay, or help you return it in that case. When they very first came out with the fact that you could return anything, no questions asked, do you know, everyone said you're crazy. Where everyone gets a bargain, the stuff you sell breaks all the time. Okay? But you know what it did? From a marketing perspective, they had the spike in returns, but now it overcomes the objection people have in their mind.